country that you guys are in. You guys are currently in Sembia, the main city, who's the father of Thamelanu Skevrin from back in Selgaunt. Selgaunt is a sub-city of the main city. The main city shares the coat of arms for the whole country, and their guards and watch wear that crest, which is the crest of Symbia.
So as we approach, Emus is kind of cock his head at the sigil, sorry, and say, gentlemen, long way from home, are we?
Yeah. We got word that this town was having some issues, and we came to protect it on King's orders.
What sort of issues?
World's going to shit. You're a traveler, I'm sure you're aware.
Well,
Having
yes.
issues. Then this guy goes, the farmer over here goes, "Oh, goblins mostly. You remember, don't you?"
Well, yeah, of course. And I'm gonna kind of cough and turn away from the farmer. I forget his name. What's his name?
Kevin.
Kevin. God, he
Yeah.
even has a lame name. And I'm gonna turn back to the guards. Well, you have to forgive us. We've been away for some time and just returning. Surely you could spare weary travelers some news and what the goings-ons have been since we've been gone.
King's son done took a shit on his throne. Gave up on everything, gave it away for that bitch Shaw.
Oh, good.
Going a mess, though.
I'm happy we're on the same team.
And how long have you fine gentlemen been guarding this town?
They look over at each other. What's it been now? 7 days, something like that. Not too long.
Very good, very good. Do you mind giving me the name of your commanding officer? I just would like to stop in and say hi and deliver, see if we can also share some worldly news with them.
Yes, sir. He's currently residing with the mayor, John Lovell, and his name's Captain Orcom. Gives a salute at the name Captain Orcom.
Well, thank you, sir, for your time.
Kevin kind of steps forward. So, how you been? How's
Are
everyone
they
doing?
are they not like like pervy to the fact of this whole like group of refugees we're bringing up behind us?
You got those are like pretty far. They can't see them in the torchlight right now. You guys are ahead of the caravan.
Mm. I'm gonna turn to Kevin. Kevin, do you mind helping get these fine folks behind us settled in the town square while I go fetch the mayor and we can arrange housing for them?
Housing, yeah. He squints over and he's looking in the darkness. I think I see torchlight over there. How many you got?
Emus is just gonna go ahead and cast.
120.
Emus is gonna go ahead and like cast daylight on this like bush here.
So as the area brights up, the guards turn and take their spears in like a defensive stance as you see these 120 groups of humans, half orcs, halflings, all the rest. And they're like sitting there looking at him, and the guard here turns to his other guard and says, "Fetch the captain and the mayor. Everyone stay over there for now." They run off.
Okay. Emus is gonna turn back towards the caravan. Don't worry, folks. Once the mayor gets here, everything will be. We'll make everything in order, and we will do our best to find accommodations for you all for the night. It might be a bit wonky the first night, but so bear with us. But we'll do our best.
As you wait for a little bit, about probably 15 minutes or so, you hear what sounds like a group of people in chainmail kind of making their way over. And they arrive, and it appears to be about 10 troops. All dressed in the same uniform, wearing the same crest. And they kind of fan out and begin this little area over here where they're going to begin processing and inspecting the citizens as they come in town.
But no John and no Captain.
Give me a second. I can only do so many things at once. John comes staggering down with a cup of something or another in his hands. Who knows what it is? And it's
Okay.
rather late at night. 1 second. The more regally dressed Captain Orkham comes walking up again. John goes, "Hey, how y'all been?" And the captain reaches out and kind of puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "What is the meaning of this intrusion? For what reason have you come to Rivington?" "Step aside, Kevin." And he kind of like grabs him and pulls him behind him.
Amos is going to be very kind of like, all right, this dude's kind of a jerk, and he's still going to try to be formal with the captain. He gives a slight bow. My apologies, sir. This is my Captain Calamasy and my companions Boogie, Bezoit, and Agatha and Tammy, and behind us is the well, sad to say, the refugees from Shadowdale. We were in this town but just a week or so ago, and we are sort of returning home, as it were.
The captain turns and looks down at the bugbear to his side and like puts his hands on the sword of his hilt and turns and looks at the caravan lit up by the spell, seeing some half orcs. And he says, "You travel with company like gobs and half gobs." And he like pulls his sword slightly out of his sheath, and John reaches over and puts his hand on his shoulder. No, Captain, you've got it all wrong. These are the adventures I told you about. They're quite fine, trust me. I was on guard too, but they're different, I promise. And the captain turns and looks at him and like seems distrustful of the situation, but recognizing that the mayor has authority over the town, finishes sheathing his sword.
It's good to be wary, especially in these troubling times. But I assure you, it is true. We stood fast when this city was potentially under siege by a group of goblins in the nearby mines.
As long as you're welcome to inspections, questioning, you're welcome here. We'll find somewhere for the citizens. Where exactly did they come from?
All
Shadowdale.
of them, not just the ones that look like you.
Ooh, spicy.
He like rolls his eyes slightly. Of course. Do a better job to not question a captain of the guard, would you?
Amos is
You
going
are
to step up.
beneath me.
Yeah, and do a better job of not questioning my captain. I understand times are rough, but we must trust each other
What?
if we want to survive.
Does this dude not know who we are?
He puffs his chest out a little and says, "The citizens of Sembia are welcome here, but until you can prove your citizenship, I can flex my ability to keep you out. So I would watch your mouth if I were you."
I begin to chuckle.
Wait, hang on. Player question. How do they prove? Do we know how they prove citizenships in Symbia?
Generally speaking, it's like a piece of paper that was given to you by the government stating, like, yes, you are a known citizen of this country.
Do we have one? I'm assuming not.
No, you don't.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait, I thought, aren't we at our ship?
Well, we're near our
No.
ship, yeah, but we're not at it. We're in town. We're on the
Okay,
other
but I
side of
thought
town
that
from
we
us.
were like the defenders of the town.
Yes, correct. And these guys came
Symbian
in.
guards don't really know you very well.
Yeah,
But John
they're
holds up his hands and says, "Enough! I am the mayor of this town, and I don't care if the king himself sent you. I have ruling authority of this town. Understand, Captain?" Captain turns and like scowls at him. "Men, take care of the citizens. I'm going back to my chambers." And he leaves all pissed off. "Sorry about that, guys." And he claps his hands together. Captain Orkham can be a little defensive.
I mean, that is his job after all, to defend the town, I suppose.
Yes, good. Would you fancy a drink with me and tell me of your travels?
Perhaps, but I would like to stay and help process these refugees into
Rubbish.
town.
The fine guardsmen of Sembia have it handled. Come, drink with me. Miller's been waiting for your return. Says
I'm
you
gonna.
tip quite nicely, and he starts walking away.
I'm gonna glance back at the caravan. What is the overall energy level? Like, how are people looking?
Everyone seems pretty excited to get in town. They're wary of the travels, and the half-orcs seem a little pissed off having overheard the captain.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna look over at.
Celatami is nowhere in sight, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna look over at Kevin. Say, Kevin, could you pretend to do me a small favor?
Yeah, mostly. I'll do anything for you, buddy.
If you overhear or see any altercations with these fine folks behind us with the town guard, would you mind running to us and letting us know that something's going on?
The guard right next to you goes, kind of like, I'm right here.
Yep, I'm aware.
Yeah, I could do that for you, buddy. They don't mean no harm. They're more bark and bite.
Oh, I'm sure. These gentlemen seem like fine folk indeed.
But yeah, I'll do that for you. You taking up the mare? You guys going to the bar?
I suppose I could use a drink. I am a bit parched.
Yeah, I figure you mind if I tag along mostly?
Well, no, I was hoping you'd stay here and help welcome the new refugees into town.
Sniffs his armpit. Is it because I've been working today?
And you haven't stopped. And with that, just like ambiguously, I'm just gonna walk past him without really defining what that means.
He kind of nods and smiles like, hell yeah, I'm a good worker. All
And
right. And he turns and goes to help the processes.
there was something else I wanted to say to one of the guards. Fuck, what was it? I'm just gonna turn to this guard here to my left and say, and kind of like reach out my hand, offering like a handshake. Sorry about the rough introduction, but we will be in town if you need to talk to us for any reason. Just come find us.
Reaches out his hand and kind of reluctantly shakes you. Yeah, if you don't mind while you're in town. I know he's a bit of a prick, but mind your P's and Q's and be nice to the captain, eh? We're the ones that gotta deal with his attitude.
I'm gonna nod. I hear you and I understand exactly what you were saying.
Well, I can begin the processing. Citizens, this way, and he kind of waves for the caravan to approach.
I jog over, I don't know if it's north or east, to the caravan. I want to talk with the shop owner, Sniffergan.
Schvergiken.
Schvergiken?
You find him. I'll type it out. Schvergiken.
Okay.
I'll ken your berg.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet name. Also, there's nothing wrong with Kevin. Regardless, I let him know that I paid attention when we got all of the stuff out of. Shoot, I'm sure I would have told him this along the path, like the first day, but it still needs to be said that I paid attention when we were grabbing all of the stuff. So if you want help figuring out what all of the items are out of the the number labeled items, I can do that really easily.
He looks at you with like a suspicious eye and he says, I know my own items. Is this a threat suggesting that if I take anything, you'll know?
No, I thought you just might get a couple confused. No offense.
Oh. And he kind of looks guilty. He says, I wasn't planning on taking anything behind your back. Don't take it that way.
Okay, great. See you
And
soon.
his red face kind of, he's sweat on his brow, kind of deep sigh. Clamsy, Bezoit, what are you guys doing?
I'm considering going to Mariah, getting my horse, and going to check on the people that I had sent to our ship.
I think I'm gonna tag along with Captain. Get my horse, take care of it. It's been a while since I've seen it, and just go along for the ride with her.
Okay. So, Clamsy, I'm gonna put you guys over so I mentally can see it. You guys are going to the ship. Agatha is gonna tag along with Tammy. Boogie, Emus. What exactly are you guys doing? Are you staying in the town? Are you going?
Boogie is going to follow behind the mayor, John, and follow him to the tavern.
Yes.
Same with Emus.
Yep.
All right.
I said I was the one who said it, and you said same with Emus. Yes.
No, you said Boogie. You said Boogie's gonna follow behind.
Oh. My bad.
Sass me again,
I
Burkus.
don't remember saying Boogie. That's okay. Whatever.
Am I crazy?
No, he said Boogie is going to, and then I agreed because it's my decision.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. Wow. I just had a major brain fart then because I didn't realize I said that. My bad.
That's how I feel every time I say Tammy or Agatha when I mean the other one.
You trying to
Keaton's
find the
like,
tavern there, bud?
yeah. No.
Darn.
I'm drunk.
It's right here. What are you doing? You keep passing
This?
over it. It's the only building without a roof on it. It's
My camera, I couldn't see it.
You're right.
All right.
Jeez.
So, you guys come in, and you see a Captain Orcum sitting by the table here, not having gone to his quarters, but instead having gone to the bar. Commoners sitting in here drinking, and you see William Millers, the familiar barkeep behind the bar. His
I'm
name
gonna,
is Mr. John Lovell.
as I come in, Emus is gonna give a friendly wave to the barkeep and then say, and a drink for for the captain here.
He looks over at you surprisingly. Oh, perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. Thank you. Appreciate that. Make it a double, please.
Oh, don't not skipping a beat or even blinking an eye at the make it a double. Emus is gonna kind of pull up a chair, sit down, and say, "Yeah. I get it. You're doing your job. You have to be protective. You don't know us, so I thought I'd come here and make ourselves known."
And he looks at you as William comes over and brings the drink. John looks a little displeased, like, hey, serve me first. But he sets it down and heads back to assist John. And Orcum looks over at you, takes a long swig, wipes off his big rugged mustache, and says, now tell me, what the hell are you guys doing in this country? What are your plans?
Well, Emus starts studying his fingernails and not really meeting his eyes. Well, we kind of been making it up as we go along, but we initially set out to explore the countrysides and study study towns and cities from all over and document them and then just to write a book, put together a book, a collaboration of all the different cultures and people of the world. Surely you might have heard of us. We go by the Moral Savant.
He pulls out a piece of parchment from his breast. He begins looking at it. Takes out a small little quill, dips it in a portable thing of ink, and begins writing on his notepad. Looks up at you. And that's all you've been doing?
Well, I mean, as you said yourself, it's dangerous times. And as anyone travels around, they're bound to run into one conflict or another. It's
This very
inevitable.
intense gaze crosses over you, and you recognize in his eyes that he's like a battle-hardened veteran. And he says, I recommend you not lie to me, boy.
Boy,
I'm gonna furrow my brow at him and then say,
He's not necessarily accusing you of lying yet.
Right,
He's
right,
just,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna kind of furrow my brow again, not like aggressively, and I'm gonna say, have I given you any reason not to? Led you to believe that I wouldn't tell the truth?
I know there was a massive den of goblins not too long ago around here.
That is very true.
I was very upset that the king was unable to dispatch any of us over to deal with it and protect the citizens. And then I hear of this group traveling through town, and lo and behold, all these goblins are gone. No trace of anything.
Oh fuck! I forgot that's what happened.
That doesn't sound like someone just traveling around to me. It would take me a whole squadron of men, and even then we'd probably lose many. So I want to know who you really are.
I'm gonna kind of glance at Boogie for like help here. I forgot all about that, dude. Boogie, hello?
Yeah, I'm like looking up at the sky, thinking.
There's this log
Letting
silence.
me
as
hang.
a-
All right.
There's probably like a 10-minute silence, like a very long. The fire
What?
crackles.
10 minutes.
No, not 10 minutes. I meant 10 seconds.
Okay.
And John Lovell comes over, pulls up a chair, breaking the silence. What are you bothering him for, Captain? What is the problem here? He hasn't done anything wrong. Have another drink, and he slides another mug towards the captain.
Can I wanna roll something here.
Okay.
I want to. So this group of guards is like they're from the king's regiment for Selgon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Cindy.
Do I know if the Selgon's
Or sorry, not
regiment
Selgaunt, Sembia.
Symbia,
Selgaunt
sorry,
is in Sembia, but
is Symbia's military known to be like what are they known for? What rumors or things are said about them that I would have known about?
they're battle hardened, very wealthy, well armored. Until recently, Sembia was a very, very, very wealthy nation.
Uh-huh.
It seems like some of the wealth has kind of shifted more to the Sharian, which is Serloon and Selgon are the two cities in Sembia. So Sembia is kind of half split between like people who worship Amanator, people who worship Shar. Um, and there's like a massive division. They're known for being um yeah, well, like kind of like what's that the golden armies from Game of Thrones, you know what I'm talking about? Like the bank of whatever where they have like those
Versailles. Yeah.
they have like these
Yeah.
super well armored and that also is legend that Sembia the capital has in its commission quite a few giants that hurl rocks at their enemies.
And they're known to be very loyal to their king and very disciplined.
They are loyal to their king, but there has been corruption known to be in Sembia because it's a very big merchant and like commerce based.
Sure. It's a
And
lot of money to
people
be made.
yeah, there's a lot of people that are money focused.
Okay. So I'm going to squint my eyes at the captain after John plops down and says something, and before anyone else can say anything, Emus is going to say,
Mm-hmm.
"We dealt with the goblins. As to their bodies, I cannot address. I don't know what happened to them. It's a bit of a mystery to us as well."
Roll a deception check for me. He's gonna roll an insight.
How is that a deception? That's truthful.
Didn't you guys feed all the goblins to the mimic?
Just the ones that were killed that made it to the actual town.
Right.
Oh yeah, so we fed some of them. Maybe it was like 8. And the evil goblin.
I wasn't
thing
even thinking you were referencing the
ate a lot of
mimic.
them.
I thought you were talking about how
Well, it's both. All the goblins have disappeared. Half of it was
Right.
from your guys' mimic, and half
and
of
the
it
other was
that.
from what's his fucking name? The dude that we put in the vampire's body. Nico.
No, Nico or Abraham killed them, but he didn't eat them.
He fucking massacred them. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. But the what's it called? I think some sort of evil goblin thing ate all of them.
Okay.
Maybe a revived what's it called?
I misremembered then. I thought we were talking about how Nico went in and just like destroyed everything and there was like nothing left. All right, well, I guess I'll roll deception. I said what I said. 13 plus 2, 15.
Oh, he rolled a 14.
Ooh.
The alcohol saved you, boo.
He swigs his alcohol around and he disappointedly says, "Well then, I guess the hunt continues." And he takes a swig of his alcohol, slams it down, and stands up without another word and actually leaves for his chambers this time.
Okay, well,
And John reaches out and says, "He's always like that. Don't worry. He
ah,
loosens up when he gets some alcohol in him."
Captain's guard, understandable. I'm not worried about him. How have you been, John? How have you been adjusting to these guardsmen being in your town?
A bit of a mess, but it's welcomed help. I did get worried though. This rather pale-skinned fellow came in asking questions not too long ago about you guys.
Raise an eyebrow, pale-skinned fellow. Tell me more.
Yeah, some old-timey name. Can't remember what it was, but he seemed friendly enough. But he was very interested in your guys' visit. Which
Did you
direction
just?
you went?
Do you remember anything details about him? Can you describe him?
He came in town at night, and he left before the morning.
Abraham? Solomon?
No, those don't ring a bell.
Nico?
Real pale fellow. Looks like he hadn't seen
Nico.
the sun in
Oh
100
no.
years.
Is it part of that vampire shit that we killed
Yeah,
all
they
of
might-
them in Selgon?
They might be coming back after us. Yeah.
So I sketch the leader of the vampires that I saw through the portal when we were in the vampire chamber.
Using your perfect memory.
Yeah, well, I don't think I would. Yeah, I guess I might as well use that. But also, that terrifying face, I think, would be pretty memorable to me, anyways.
Okay. As you start sketching, he finishes off with, don't worry though. He's shady enough. I'm not dumb enough to tell some random person coming in at night where my friends have gone. I gave him the wrong direction, and he raises his glass with a smile and an evil grin.
Which direction did you give him?
Southeast.
Hang on, southeast. That's towards. Okay, that's south is towards our ship, right? In the river.
That sounds right.
So southeast would be. Ooh, I hope they missed that. Okay. Nodding, even says, "Oh, well, fair enough."
He gets the sketch over from Boogie and looks at it. He says, might have been this guy's son, but no, it don't look exactly like this guy. They kind of have similarities, though.
How do you think your town is ready to handle this influx of refugees we brought in?
Miller, another round, please. Absolutely
Oh.
not, if I'm being honest.
And what do you think it is that you're lacking? Food, residences,
Jobs. Spring's
jobs.
been rough. I suppose we could crops going.
What time of year is it again?
It is getting into late spring.
Okay.
It's about mid-spring right now.
Well, we said that we would try to help you revitalize your town and bring back, and look what we did. We brought you back a whole bunch of prospective workers to boost the economy here.
He
So
gives a kind of a half-hearted woohoo and raises his glass up in the air.
eventually, I think we'll be able to get most or all of these guys back to Shadowdale.
Oh,
Where's
yes. That's actually a good point. Fuck, I should have brought this up earlier. Could you tell me where the guard sleeps?
Miller comes over, drops off the glasses, and he slides one over to you, brings one over to Boogie. These people come over, pretending not to eavesdrop, but they're definitely sitting down at this table, like their ear listening to you.
Thank you.
So,
Nonsense, nonsense. Don't worry about that right now. First, tell me what happened in Shadowdale. Why are all these people with you?
hang on. A shock of blind panic comes over Emus's face as he realizes that he forgot to tell the town guard about the rampaging orcs. I need to go find the guard again. Where does he sleep? The captain.
He currently resides at my house. I don't think he would enjoy the interruption.
No mind, and I'm gonna rush off for John's house.
Okay.
So we sent a message ahead of us, right? Did we tell them why we were evacuating all of the town over to this town?
I'm tracking a message that was sent to the headmaster of Shadowdale College and to the people, what are they called, Caitlin? The clutter, the crowder.
I don't know if I sent a message to the Clouder.
There was 2 messages, but I thought the one
I thought
was
one was to Lady Ashina.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's right.
So we didn't
She
even
could
tell these guys that we
disseminate
were
the
coming?
information.
No, we didn't.
Wow. That's kind of inconsiderate.
I mean,
that's why John's raising the glass going, woohoo. All right, Boogie, what are you doing? And then he's going over to the guard. Then yeah, we'll get this little interaction with the captain over, and then we'll switch over to the other group.
perfect.
I'll move tables over to John's table and just sit there and drink.
Hang out with John.
Why
Hey,
doesn't
hungry,
it
buddy?
change the direction?
You have to hit Alt. Like, yeah, there you go.
So you always have to hold Alt? Like you used to, whenever you move something.
No, if we're in turn order and you're locked in place and you can't move your token, then you can just spin it around by clicking and holding. But every other time, yes, you have to hold Alt to spin your character around.
No, every time you move normally, your character faces directly towards the direction you're moving.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've always used Alt.
Same.
I know what you're talking about. I don't. It's been stuck like that today. I don't know why.
But he leans forward and he goes, "You hungry, buddy?"
Yeah. Time for an evening meal.
All right. What does your kind eat? I can order it for you.
Food.
Well,
Would you like a boar or a rabbit?
I wouldn't mind having some stew. And I love
Oh,
having
you
cheese at
prefer-
this time of day.
You like your food cooked? Cheese. Such a refined palate. I wouldn't have guessed. He raises his hand and makes an order for stew and cheese. He takes a swig of alcohol. I thought you would have wanted rabbit with hair on and everything.
I swear he's been around us when Boogie eats.
Drunk right now, though.
Well, you also got to remember, Boogie spent a lot of the time like disguised as someone else, so he still might not associate what he is.
That's fair.
All right.
Maybe.
Knocking on the door, Emus?
Yes. More of knocking, more kind of like urgent knocking.
A captain opens the door with his big burly mustache. What? And you see what appears to be 2, probably in their 20s, females in the back, kind of covering up their naked bodies, and then seeing you, they go and run upstairs. And you smell heavy alcohol on his breath. What do you want?
My girl better not have been one of those 2. Anyway. Sir, I seem to have forgotten something critically important. You have to forgive us. We're a long travel on the road. We had some incidents. Anyway, there was a frenzied band of orcs that attacked Shadowdale, and that's why we
You
brought the
feel
refugees here.
immediately on your chest 2 big burly hands grab you and then like slam you against the wall and say, "What? You said what? And it skipped your little mind? Ugh. leave, ladies, and he just leaves like half dressed, leaving the house, door open, out of my way, and starts making his way to the front of the city, town.
And Emus is going to chase after him.
And as he gets there, he begins barking orders. They're in the middle of that process of like processing people. Be on your guard, man. There's a raging band of orcs to the north. And we just found out about it. I need to send letter to the king. And he turns and, after warning them, runs off again. Are you gonna follow him again?
Yeah, I'm following him around like I'm trying to help.
He runs all the way back to John's house. And he goes inside and starts rummaging through and finding parchment to write. Seeing you following him, he goes, "What? Don't you have something better to do? Why didn't you do something about these orcs? You're some great adventurer." John, he was wrong about you. He's like rummaging through.
Fine, then I will go and seek out in front. I will go scout out in front of your men to make sure that there's nothing in the woods. And then Emus is going to turn to go scout out in the woods to the north to see if.
Finally, making yourself of use, he says all very you're his underling now. All right. Boogie, you gonna stay drinking in the bar?
Yeah, I'll have a couple.
Emus, where are you scouting? North, east, south, or west?
I'm going to take the road up north, the direction we came in, for a while, probably like a mile or two, and I'm going to fan out and start. You know what? No, fuck it. I'm gonna keep going until I can like hear or smell smoke, or do I hear drums, like anything like that? And I'm just gonna send it.
Okay. So he heads off into the night darkness. Clamsy, Bezoit, Agatha. As you guys head southward towards your guys' ship, you see it in the distance into the river where it was, but it looks like it's been pushed back some. Like there's been some progress made in getting it further out of the bridge, and the bridge has now been repaired. You don't see anyone though. In the darkness, you're probably about 100 yards away, or yeah, 100 yards away. Want to do anything?
I would probably send my messenger and ahead and say we've arrived in Rivington, about to arrive at the ship.
As you signal to your cat, you watch the shadow disappear off northward towards the ship, and then a little bit past. And pretty soon after, you see these little glowing lights, kind of orbs on the tips of these like walking staves, and you can see 10 people that you were in the Kraken Society with kind of just appear out of the darkness in the woodline as they turn on their lights. Long time no see.
Hello.
They all kind of start walking towards and gathering around you. Are these your old friends? Looking at Agatha and Bezoit.
Some old, some new. This is Bezoit, old friend. Agatha, new friend.
Reach out and give very tight handshakes. It's a pleasure to meet you. Any friend of Cal's is a friend of ours. How was your trip? Has Freya blessed you on your journeys? She like grabs a hold of your shoulders.
Definitely, but I think she might be a little upset with me at the moment. Had to sell my soul momentarily. Well, I don't know if it's still back yet, but I think she fought for it back.
I'm sure she'll forgive you. She did forgive us for selling our soul to the Kraken Society, right? She kind of gives a half-hearted chuckle, but looking at you with concern. Come, you guys seeking to sleep on the ship?
Yes, probably. Just wanted to check it out and check in with you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome to come aboard and just mind the usual traps, she says with a wink. By the way, Cal, Are we to be coming with you? Living quarters on the ship seem tight. How many crew do we have?
That's another thing we have to sort out. There's a lot we have to figure out. We have to go a million different ways. An updated ship would be nice, preferably one that could fly.
I don't know who's been working on this one, but done some nice modifications. I don't think it'll fly though, she says, looking over at it.
Well, no, that wasn't his part of the job. His was just to make it look whole again.
Looks nice. I'd be proud to be the captain of it. Does she have a name?
The Constellation.
And she gives the kind of wicked grin. Of course it is.
Yes.
Well, we're with you wherever you go. She gives
So if
the
we
kind
kn-